Good evening. My name is David Clark, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 Virtual Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation celebration. Due to all the issues with COVID-19, this year's celebration is equally important as past years. We're coming to you virtually. We hope you enjoy this presentation and celebrate with us from your home in the safety of your family and your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little history about the foundation to start with. For several of you who may not have been involved in the past, the foundation was established to promote the cause of organized labor in the state of Alabama and to honor members of labor who have distinguished themselves through unselfish service, leadership, and other commitments to the working people of the state of Alabama. Tonight, we celebrate our 30th annual awards with an outstanding class of inductees. This foundation's goal is to preserve the history of the labor movement in Alabama and memorialize its impact on our state. In partnership with the Alabama AFL-CIO, we have established a labor archive in Montgomery, Alabama, and in addition, the Foundation Board is exploring the possibilities of creating a fellowship program in conjunction with public education. Tonight's banquet is critical in continuing the efforts of AOLAF, and we're very grateful for your participation in this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, everyone. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for each and every one of the board members for this great organization, Lord. We thank you for each and every award recipient, Lord. Be with us this evening as we conduct the business of this organization, Lord, which in your name we pray. Amen.
As with many other organizations, the Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation could not exist without the efforts of hardworking board members and our staff. I would also like to thank our sponsors and everyone that makes this event possible every year, not just with the awards, but with scholarships and the many other things that they do every day. I'd now like to take time to recognize our board members as we move forward. The 2020 Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation board members are Tony Bishop, Bill Blackman, James Blankenship, Cynthia Bonner, David Clark, Mark Cochran, Glenn Connor, James Crowder, Terry Davis, Sharon Dawkins, Mary Ellis Smoot, Greg England, Jacob Epperson, Daniel Flippo, Bill Frederick, John Garman, David Greek, Brandon Hammond, Jeff Harrison, Marianne Hayward, who is also our co-chair, Jeff Hewitt, Anthony Holton, Pat Cahey, Larry Keel, Ricky Cornigy, Deborah Lentz, Bart Maddox, Jim Metcalf, Shane Mitchell, Wesley Pearson, Casey Shelton, Tim Simmons, Heath Simmons, Roy Mack Sloan, Michael Smith, Larry Spencer, Donnie Stanley, Darrell Turner, and Keith Williams. Thank you all for your service to our board and to the labor movement. Now I would like to introduce our co-chair, and she will announce our scholarship recipients and those who are presenting the awards. Thank you.
I'm proud to announce the winners of our scholarships. The first scholarship is the Alabama Power AFL-CIO Trade Scholarship in the amount of $2,500. presented on behalf of Jeff Peoples, Senior Vice President of the Alabama Power Company, and Bren Riley, President of the AFL-CIO. The 2020 winner of the Alabama Power AFL-CIO Trade Scholarship is Nicholas Popel. He is an apprentice with the Operating Engineers Local 312. Nicholas is a union member of the Operating Engineers Local 312. Congratulations to Nicholas. The Alabama Power Trade Scholarship in the amount of $1,250 presented on behalf of Jeff Peoples, Senior Vice President of the Alabama Power Company. The 2020 winner of the Alabama Power Trade Scholarship is Timothy Jordan Stewart. Timothy is an apprentice with the Birmingham Electrical JATC. Timothy is a union member of the IBEW Local 136. Congratulations to Timothy. The Southern Nuclear Trade Scholarship in the amount of $1,250 is presented on behalf of Chuck Carl, Vice President of the Farley Nuclear Plant. The 2020 winner of the Southern Nuclear Company Trade Scholarship is Caleb Allen Cook. Caleb is enrolled at Calhoun County College in HVAC, heating and air conditioning. Caleb is the son of union member Noma Abel, who is a member of the IAM and AW Local Lodge 44. Congratulations, Caleb. The Central Alabama Building Trade Scholarship in the amount of $4,000 is presented on behalf of Jacob Epperson, President of the Central Alabama Building Trades, and Pat Cahey, founder of the Cahey Law Firm. The winner of the Central Alabama Building Trade Scholarship is Joy Lane. Joy is a student at Wallace State Community College. Her father is union member Brian Lane of the IAM and AW Local Lodge 2003. Congratulations to Joy. The Billy Tyndall Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $3,500 is presented on behalf of Pat Cahey, founder of the Cahey Law Firm. The 2020 winner of the Billy Tyndall Memorial Scholarship is Matthew Seth Rhodes. Seth is a student at Jacksonville State University. His father is union member Charles Rhodes of the USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Seth. The Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the Southern Building Trades in the amount of $1,000 presented on behalf of Pat Cahey, founder of the Pat Cahey Law Firm. The 2020 winner of the Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the Southern Building Trades is Michaela Williams. Michaela is a student at Auburn University. Her father is union member Chad Williams of USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Michaela. The 2020 United Mine Workers of America Cecil E. Roberts Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Larry Spencer, Vice President of the UMWA International District. The 2020 winner of the UMWA Cecil E. Roberts Scholarship is Caitlin Smith. Caitlin is a student at Jacksonville State University. Her father is union member Stephen Smith of the USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Caitlin. The United Mine Workers of America Cecil E. Roberts Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Larry Spencer, Vice President of the United Mine Workers International. The 2020 winner of the UMWA Cecil E. Roberts Scholarship is Kaylor Staub. Kaylor is a student at Gadsden State Community College. Her father is union member Tony Staub of USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Kaylor. The Alabama Coalition of Black Trade Unions Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Larry Spencer, President of the Alabama Coalition of Black Trade Unions. The 2020 winner of the Alabama Coalition of Black Trade Unions is Savannah Rose Passmore. Savannah is a student at Eastern Gateway Community College. Her father is union member Bobby Passmore of the OPEIU Local 102. Congratulations to Savannah. The UA Pipeliners Local 798 Scholarship in the amount of $1,200 is presented on behalf of Daryl Turner, the business representative. The 2020 winner of the UA Pipeliners Local 798 Scholarship is Ricky Maldonado. Ricky is a student at Auburn University. His father is union member Ricky O. Maldonado of OPEIU Local 102. The Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the United Steelworkers in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Pat Cahey, founder of the Cahey Law Firm. The 2020 winner of the Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the United Steelworkers is Caitlin Swartz. Caitlin is a student at Auburn University. Her mother is union member Brooke Swartz of OPEIU Local 102. Congratulations to Caitlin. The Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the Northern Building Trades in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Pat Cahey, founder of the Cahey Law Firm. The 2020 winner of the Pat Cahey Scholarship in honor of the Northern Building Trades is Mallory Smith. Mallory is a student at Auburn University. Her father is union member Brian Smith of USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Mallory. The James Swindle Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is presented on behalf of Richard Rocco, partner at Quinn Connor, Weaver, Davis, and Rocco. The 2020 winner of the James Swindle Memorial Scholarship is Sydney Stower. Sydney is a student at Jefferson State Community College. Her mother is Kathleen Parlier of the Central Alabama AFT Local 2143. Congratulations to Sydney. The James Albright Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 is presented on behalf of Vance McCrary, partner at the Gardner Law Firm. The 2020 winner of the 2020 winner of the James Albright Scholarship is Rachel Phillips. Rachel is a student at the University of South Alabama. Her mother is union member Belinda Phillips of the IBEW Local 558. The Southern Nuclear Company Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Chuck Carl, Vice President of the Farley Nuclear Plant. The 2020 winner of the Southern Nuclear Company Scholarship is Iris Cheyenne Passmore. Iris is a student at the Eastern Gateway Community College. Her father is union member Bobby Passmore of the OPEIU Local 102. Congratulations to Iris. The United Steelworkers District 9 Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented on behalf of Daniel Flippo, Director of the USW District 9. The 2020 winner of the United Steelworkers District 9 Scholarship is McKenna Chambers. McKenna is a student at the University of Alabama at Huntsville. Her father is union member Jason Chambers of the IAM and AW Local Lodge 44. Congratulations, McKenna. The Central Alabama American Federation of Teachers Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 is presented by Marianne Hayward, President of the Central Alabama AFT. The 2020 winner of the Central Alabama American Federation of Teachers Scholarship is Laura Grace Evans. Laura is a student at Troy University. Her father is union member Drew Evans of IAM and AW Local Lodge 44. Congratulations to Laura. The Walker Ennis Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented on behalf of Allison Washington of AFLAC. The 2020 winner of the Walker Ennis Memorial Scholarship is Lexi Gray. Lexi is a student at Gadsden State Community College. Her father is union member Billy Todd Gray of USW Local 12L. Congratulations to Lexi. The winner of the Walker Ennis Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 is presented on behalf of Allison Washington with AFLAC. The winner of the Walker Ennis Memorial Scholarship is Dustin Ryan Francis. Dustin is a student at Central Alabama Community College. His father is union member Jerry Francis with Heat and Frost Insulators Local 78. Congratulations to Dustin and to all the winners of the scholarship awards.
Good evening. I'm Casey Shelton, Business Manager for the IBEW, and it gives me great pleasure this evening to present on behalf of the Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation our 2020 Friend of Labor. In this year, that award goes to a very deserving person, Senator Greg Reed. I would like to take this time to thank him for his tireless effort and to just let him know how appreciative our organization is for him being a champion for working men and women in the state of Alabama. Senator Reed, I'd like to present you this. On behalf of the Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation, in great appreciation, we proudly recognize and commend Senator Greg Reed for his service and dedication to the citizens of the state of Alabama. Senator Reed has served the 5th District since 2010 and as the Senate Majority Leader since 2014. The Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation is proud to present to Senator Greg Reed with the 2020 Friend of Labor Award. Thank you, Senator Reed.
Casey,
Well deserved.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank
It's
you,
an honor
sir.
and privilege for me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
We
so
appreciate
much.
you.
Well, this is great for me. I appreciate the opportunity to be recognized by the labor organization. As I've said before, you know, both my grandfathers were coal miners. My wife's grandfather was a coal miner. Her daddy was a coal miner. My dad worked in public utilities for 28 years for Alabama Power. I'm a kid that grew up in Walker County that had opportunity for everything that was part of who I am was as a result of somebody that was keeping the lights on or digging coal or doing things that mattered for folks that had skills and capabilities. And so to be honored by labor is something that's important to me. It's a part of my roots. It's who I am. I've had the privilege of working on several issues. Casey, as you recall, we worked on the topics associated with protecting utility workers. I worked with the United Mine Workers on several projects, from trying to get roads paved going into the mine or different topics associated with negotiations. And it's been an honor and a privilege for me, and I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. My opportunity to continue to support labor and folks that do all the important work that help us get the job done across Alabama is going to be important. I'm even thinking right now, as we're talking about this award, we've got IBEW folks that are in Mobile and Baldwin County that are working to try and get the lights on for folks that have been through a terrible situation. And we pray the Lord's blessing on them, those that are affected, and certainly those that are trying to get the lights on and doing all the things necessary in that area. But what a privilege it is for me to represent my district, to serve the people of the state of Alabama, and to receive an award like this from the labor organizations. It's a privilege and an honor. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
The 2020 Hall of Fame posthumous inductee is Joyce Nelson. Joyce was an outstanding PE teacher as well as a union and community activist. Teaching was Joyce's passion, and she made learning fun. She loved her students and she loved her union. Joyce was one of those union members that local leaders could only hope for. She was fearless, fun, and loyal. Joyce was a member of the Jefferson County American Federation of Teachers, and she did love her union. Believing that everyone should be a union member, she talked about the AFT to all the teachers she encountered. Her love for her union was demonstrated by serving as a building representative, a member of the leadership committee, the nominating committee, delegate to the Central Alabama Labor Federation, and delegate to the Alabama AFL-CIO state conventions. She was a member of the AFT's first Civil and Human Rights Committee. This committee was important to her, and Joyce was a trailblazer during the AIDS/HIV outbreak. She fought for the rights of people regardless of their age, race, disability, sexual preference, or religion. When the time came, she stood up and fought for the rights of immigrant children. On several occasions when tornadoes damaged areas of Jefferson County, Joyce volunteered to help distribute food and water to those affected. She believed in the values and the ideals of organized labor. Knowing the importance of standing together with union brothers and sisters, she protected the common interest of working people. Joyce walked the picket line with steel workers, the mine workers, and the AFT. She was always willing to stand up for and further the causes of organized labor. She is fondly remembered by her union brothers and sisters. Joyce's plaque reads, "In great appreciation, we proudly recognize and commend Joyce Nelson for her many years of exceptional service and dedication to the children of Jefferson County and the members of the Central Alabama AFT. Joyce served the AFT, the Alabama AFL-CIO, and the Central Labor Council with dedication and devotion, always protecting, improving, and fighting for the rights of all people. The Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation is proud to induct Joyce Nelson into the Hall of Fame posthumous, September 19th, 2020 in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm proud to introduce Bobby Potts, Joyce's sister, who will receive the award.
I thank you so much for this. Joyce would have been absolutely beside herself because she never expected anything for all the service that she did. When Cynthia called me and told me about this award, I thought, well, that was way overdue, because I think that Joyce always came when anybody called, but she didn't ask a lot of questions. I think she shouldn't have gotten an award that the day they called her, she came to the office, they put her on a bus, and she was 20 miles south of town before they found out that they were going to Mobile, Alabama for the day. I thought that was award-winning behavior, because it would have taken me 2 days to get ready for a trip to Mobile, but that was Joyce. I'm sure she didn't have her phone charger, and I'm absolutely positively sure that she didn't have any money with her. But my husband and I have had the great privilege many times to travel to Oaxaca, Mexico, to experience firsthand and participate in the observation of the Mexican Dias de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. And it occurs over several days, and it's a very moving and powerful event that allows one to see the profound measures of what people in that culture do to remember those who have gone before. Their fundamental belief is that people experience death in three ways. The first is when you die, the second is when you're buried, and the third is when people have forgotten about you. I grew up with Joyce being a very bossy older sister, but over time I began to know her as a very simple woman who did extraordinary things in a very ordinary way. Of course, we will never forget her, but on behalf of our family, I would like to thank you for remembering her today. Thank you.
My name is Daniel Flippo, and I have the privilege to serve as Director of District 9 United Steelworkers. Bobby Donald served as members of USW Local 753L in Opelika for many years. His contribution to the movement in the legislative arena brought opportunities to workers not only in Alabama, but throughout the United States. He worked with Greg England, who is also now a retired steelworker member and an inductee into the AOLAF Hall of Fame. It's my honor to give you Greg England to tell you about our newest inductee, Bobby Donald.
My name is Greg England, and I'm very proud and honored to introduce my friend and union brother, Bobby Ray Donald, to you today. Bobby is being inducted into the Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation Hall of Fame class of 2020 today. Bobby worked in Opelika, Alabama. He worked for the Uniroyal Tire Plant there in Opelika, Alabama. Bobby was a member of Local 753L for 36 years. Bobby and I have worked together on many years with the steelworkers in District 9 through our District 9 Rapid Response program. Training local members on legislative issues all across the Southeast, 7 southern states, and riding together for many, many miles and doing this work for local unions on legislative issues that affect our union and other international unions, whether it be in Washington, D.C., or whether it be in Montgomery, Alabama to State House. He and I spent 3 months attending our United Steelworkers International Intern Program in our Washington, D.C. office. There was 30 members starting out in that class. At the end of that 3-month period, Bobby ended up being the #1 student in that class. We're very proud of him for that. Bobby has been back to Washington, D.C. on many occasions. They've called him back up there to work legislative issues for our congressmen in our district and senators. He's been back up there for 1 week at a time or 1 month at a time. They enjoyed what he was doing in the intern program. He done a great job, and that's why they always carried him back. Our United States intern office is in downtown Washington, D.C. If you've ever been downtown Washington, D.C., you know what I'm talking about. We studied how to lobby Congress while I was in that intern program. We had a director, United Steelworkers Legislative Director, Bill Kleinfelder, and his assistant, Steve Francisco, that run a tight class there. We studied Congress and its members and how lobbying your congressmen and congress ladies would affect you in your workplace. Every 2 days, we had a test on lobbying your Congress. Every 2 days, there were 3 chapters we had to cover. And when we come back into the class, Francisco run a tight class. He'd ask you a question, you better have the answer. If you didn't have the answer, you're in trouble. After that first week, 5 interns were sent home. That second week, That second week, Bobby's room became a study hall every day from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. 15 to 18 of the legislative interns were there in his room studying for the next test. They wanted to stay there, and Bobby made sure that they understood what was going on. Bobby would study each bill and know them bills inside and out, whether it was on the Senate side or whether it was on the House side. He was a walking encyclopedia on trade bills and any other bill that come up. Bobby has been vital to all of our unions and especially the United Steelworkers International. Once retired, Bobby joined the Steelworkers Organization of Active Retirees, which we call SOLA, and continues to work in the labor movement today. We would like to thank Bobby's wife, Martha Donald, for sharing Bobby with us the last 20 years. Thank you, Martha. Thank you for your service to labor, Bobby Donald, and congratulations on going into the AOLAF Hall of Fame class of 2020 today. Congratulations. Come on up, Bobby. The AOLAF Foundation.
Just move over this
Okay.
way for me.
The AOLAF Foundation awards Bobby going into the Hall of Fame this year, class of 2000. We appreciate all the work Bobby has done in the past and what he will do in the future. Thank you very much and congratulations, Bobby Donald.
Thank you.
Well, that was quite an introduction. I don't know if I can live up to all of that, but I'll try. This was quite a surprise when I got the phone call telling me about this award, and it's an honor to be included with the people that are already in the Hall of Fame. There were some fine folks that are already in there. But you know, none of us ever do these things by ourselves. We have to have somebody that helps us get started, that trains us, gives us opportunities. And I've got a number that I'd like to mention briefly. Starting with probably was my local president when I was first appointed chairman of what was then called the COPE Committee, Committee on Political Education in my local. It was Harold Watts. And Harold gave me a lot of leeway and to do political things for the local. And that kind of got my feet wet in this. Homer Wilson, director of the USWA in 2000, he was the person that nominated me to go to Washington to train in the Steelworkers Intern Program. Connie Intrigan, who followed him as director, pulled me out of the plant numerous times to work on both elections, on legislation, doing workshops in local unions around the district. And Connie gave me a lot of leeway to do what I thought. When I first went to Montgomery to that legislature, I thought I sort of knew how the legislature worked. I found out right quick I didn't know how. Stuart Burkhalter, Billy Tyndall, and then later Al Henley taught me a lot about how the legislature actually does work in Alabama, along with Pete Weathington, who was my Labor Council president for years. Pete was probably the most dedicated union man I've ever met. And Greg, I can say a lot about Greg. We've been together a lot in the past. He was both my mentor, my teacher, my colleague, and other than my close family, my best friend. Me and Greg have a long history together. But the person I want to thank most of all is my wife, Martha. She supported me completely. She never complained about me being gone for long periods of time. She never complained about having to take care of things at home that I should have been there doing. And I think one reason she supported it was because she knew or felt like that the union work was important. And it was important. It was important then, it's important now. Almost all the work I did working for the union, both for the local Labor Council and the international, were in the political arena. So I know more about that area than other things. And there are two items that I thought when I was working, and I still believe may be, if not the most important, other than electing good people, good union supporting people to public office, we desperately need labor law reform.
We've been beat down and hurt bad because of all the plant closures, offshoring of jobs, and membership's down, and the only way we can get it back up is to organize. But today, with the labor laws the way they are, organizing is a rough road to hoe. It's hard to get out there when everything's slanted in the company's favor. And the only way to change that is through legislation. And we need to stress that, I believe. And the second thing are trade agreements. Now, of course, the unions don't negotiate the trade agreements. We need to elect the people who will negotiate fair treaties. They need to understand that how a trade agreement affects or impacts the worker is just as important as how it impacts the corporate profits. And we need to make these people that are negotiating these deals understand what we want and what we expect out of them. The only way to achieve this is through electing the right people. We need to elect labor-friendly people. It's not always just union members to office, but people that feel like the working man has as much rights as anyone else. So keep sending those letters. Most of our internationals have programs, like the Steelworkers Rapid Response Program. Just keep sending those letters, and emails. Make those phone calls. Visit your legislators or elected officials' offices. Visit them so much if you can that they know you when you walk in the door without you having to introduce yourself. Let them know you're there and you're not going away. And get out and work to help elect good people. And you won't always win. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to work hard in an election night and be disappointed. But that's part of it. It's frustrating to send hundreds of letters to a congressional office and still be told by the congressperson that they're not going to vote the way we want to. In fact, a couple of times Greg and I thought we were going to get thrown out of the congressional office because there had been so many letters sent. In fact, one told us one time they didn't want any more letters from union members in their district. And that's frustrating. But don't let that stop you. You got to keep going. Because if you don't do the work, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to step up and say, hey, let's help those unions out and get out and work for them. No, you're going to have to do the work if this gets done. Again, I want to thank the AOLAF board for giving me this honor. Daniel Flippo for his support. And I want to thank and honor all the dedicated union members, both active and retired, who still work and continue to fight for a better life for working Americans. Thank you.
My name is Larry Spencer. I'm the Vice President of the United Mine Workers of America, District 20. And I'm honored today to come and present Miss Deborah Lentz, a member of the United Mine Workers, a position in the Hall of Fame living. She's worked with the mine workers since 1980, and she's been a union official for quite some time now. She's held a position on the Compact. She's held a position on the Labor Council, West Alabama Labor Council, and Central Labor Council, and she's took many trips to Washington to fight for the retirees' pensions and fight for women's rights and the men's rights in the mines and other unions too. She's also a member of the Alabama CBTU, and she holds a officer's position there. She's the financial secretary. And it's a great honor to be able to give this plaque to her. She does so much for unions that people never realize. But with that, I'd like to present this plaque to Ms. Lentz.
Thank you. Is that fine? I want to give God the praise for everything I've done. He's the one who's empowered me to do what I've been able to do. I want to thank my mom and daddy. I wish they were both here to be able to see this. My daddy was a coal miner and steel worker. My family, my husband Steve, my son Michael, his wife Heather, and my granddaughter Isabella, my brothers, my sisters, my friends. God has just blessed me with so many, letting me meet so many wonderful union people through all this work I've done. To be able to help people, to fight for rights, to go and fight for people who's not able to go and fight for themselves. I just want to thank him for everything he's done. This has been a tough year. But through this year, God has taught me everything we do, if we do it for others, he'll turn around and he'll help us. And so as being a union person, we fight for each other, whether it's a UMWA local, a teachers, a steel workers. When we stick together, we can accomplish so much. And I just want to say thank you. And there's a little saying I want to say. Through this year, I've lost my mother and a very good friend just a little over a month ago. And through this virus and all that's took place, it says when life tries to overwhelm us, God's grace is there to pick us up. So his unions, his people who's losing family members on what's going on, if we'll just trust God, then we'll make it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniel Flippo, and I have the privilege to serve as Director of District 9 of the United Steelworkers Union. There are special times when we can honor a warrior in the labor movement for their contribution to the livelihoods of working people. These times are more memorable when you get the honor to serve to honor two people at the same time. Butch Mitchell not only was a union man at work, not only cared about working people across the state of Alabama, but he raised his son to be in the labor movement. But he raised his son to be the warrior as he moved after Butch retired. So I have the honor to allow my Rapid Response Coordinator, Shane Mitchell, to present this award to Butch.
I'd like to thank Director Daniel Flippo for introducing me and my dad. Butch Mitchell retired from Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company as a member of United Steelworkers Local 12 in 2015. After graduating from Mohatchie High School in 1962, he began his union career at U.S. Pipe Foundry in Anniston, Alabama, and became an active member of Local 291 Machinist Local. In 1967, he went to work at M&H Valve Company and remained a member of Local 291 Machinist Local. In 1971, he was hired at Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company in Gadsden, Alabama, and became an active member of United Rubber Workers Local 12. He held the floor-level position of union steward for many years at Local 12. In 1992, he was elected to a full-time position at the Union Hall as Maintenance Division Chairman, and he remained in that position, re-elected every 3 years until his retirement in 2015. In 1995, the United Rubber Workers merged with the United Steelworkers International Union. With the Steelworkers, he became very active in organizing and worked several organizing campaigns for the USW. After retirement, he is still very active in politics, holds his seat on the AFL-CIO Executive Board, the Northeast Alabama Labor Council, and belongs to the United Steelworkers Retirees Group, SOAR. Early in my working career, as also a member of USW Local 12, he told me if I wanted to make a difference for working people, to get involved in my union. I have applied that advice as a 25-year union member myself. I'm honored to introduce my dad, Justin Butch Mitchell, as a 2020 Hall of Fame inductee. Said I wasn't going to do that.
How do I follow that? I mean, I won't be very brief, but first of all, I want to thank Mr. Flippo for the way he's carrying on with USW. I work with some fine directors, Mr. Homer Wilson. He was just
one of my mentors, W.T. Davenport, Connie Entrican, and I know I'll miss a lot of people that I shouldn't think. But what he said, I lost my dad at 17 years old. I didn't have a daddy, you know, but I had all this stuff I was going to say today, but it's flew away. But my daddy, you know, he died, a young man, 48 years old. He raised us 4 kids on a dirt farm. I left there and went to the pipe shop and we're just working. I thought you were supposed to work like we worked at the field, like Daddy, you know. You had to do stuff right. Supervisor come by one day, and I'm the blessedest person in the world. He said, young man, would you like to go on the apprentice program? I didn't know what the heck apprentice program was. I mean, I was pouring iron. If you've ever seen these movies with sparks flying and everything. But he seen something. I said, yes, sir. And that's how I became a millwright. Left there after 4 years, went to M&H Valve. There's most of these in Anniston. And just like Shane said, after that I got hired on in gassing at the Goodyear plant, and the rest is history. But my dad was my hero. And he'll always be my hero. My mama, I loved her beyond words can say. And she lived to be 98. And Daddy was 48. But my daddy, he instilled in me what I tried to instill in Shane, and hopefully I've done a good job. And I want to thank all the members that voted for me for this. You'll never find anybody that appreciates it more. They may have deserved it better, but I appreciate it more than anything in this world. Thank you.
The 2020 Hall of Fame inductee is Anthony Young. Anthony was born January 27, 1944, to William and Leila Young in Ensley, Alabama. He and his wife Barbara have 7 children. Most of his career was with the Social Security Administration, where he retired as a claims authorizer. He was a member of the American Federation of Government Employees, Local 2206. And served as president there for 24 years. He was a quiet leader with a lot of patience. He made sure that members of his local knew how to stand firm and how to be fearless. To his union brothers and sisters, he was a leader, a protector, a father figure, and their friend. He was a man of creative intelligence with a knack for solving the most complicated problems. The members of his union knew that they could trust in his judgment and his intentions. His calm and relaxed posture was backed by his powerful and strong resolve. Everybody that knows him respects him. Anthony Young set an example for generations to come to always strive for justice in the workplace.
I'm honored to be able to accept this award on behalf of Anthony Young. Unfortunately, between the time of the award and this celebration, Anthony passed away. I ask you to keep his family in your thoughts and prayers during this time. Anthony Young is inducted into the 2020 Hall of Fame. In a great appreciation, we proudly recognize and commend Brother Anthony Young for his exceptional service and dedication to protecting, improving, and fighting for the rights of all working men and women. Anthony served the AFGE, the Alabama AFL-CIO, and the Central Alabama Labor Federation with passion, dedication, and devotion to furthering the labor movement. He does so with a passion and as a champion to all working people. The Alabama Organized Labor Awards Foundation is proud to induct Brother Anthony Young into its Hall of Fame 2020. Thank you.
Well, we're here today to not only honor all of our AFL-CIO brothers and sisters that's been in the labor movement for many, many years, but we also have a special person here. special person in my heart is Johnny Whitaker. He's the former president of the RWDSU Mid-South Council. He is currently RWDSU International Executive Vice President. And Johnny became a member of the RWDSU back in 1971, where he was a member of Local 620. He was a milk routeman. He delivered milk. He got involved in the union at that time because he was concerned about his co-workers that worked along with him. Johnny has been fighting for employees' rights for many, many years. He became and started working with the RWDSU Mid-South Council in 1990, where he held many positions. And one of them was he was a representative, a business representative. He was also an organizer, which he told me many, many times that that's where his heart was in organizing. And just so you'll know that his heart was in there, when Johnny succeeded the president of the RWDSU Mid-South Council in 2011, the membership number at that time was 4,700. And when he left in 2017, our membership had grown to over 10,000. And that was through organizing, not just through merging, but through organizing. And Johnny is deserving of this award, just as everyone else is, but in my heart, I know that he's been a soldier. I know that he loves people. He loves working people. He loves helping the working man and woman. So here tonight, we're going to present him with this award, where he's going to be put into the Hall of Fame for the state of Alabama AFL-CIO. And Johnny, in great appreciation, we are proud to recognize you in your commitment as a brother and the dedication in improving and fighting for the rights of other workers of the state of Alabama. And I don't know anyone else that I'd rather give this award to than you, brother. And it's more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Hadley. This is, you spend your whole life working, and you think that things are nothing is happening in life, and you work hard every day, and you go to work and you do your job. Labor movement is a job unlike any other. It's not like a milk route where you load your truck up with milk every day, and at the end of the day, the truck's empty. Labor movement is just one step at a time. You work as you can, you do what you can each day, and at the end of your career, you look back and you can see the things that you've been part of. Not that you've done anything yourself, but you've been involved in things that have changed the labor movement and changed people's lives. I told the staff one time, I said, the work we do is God's work. We work for people to help them, to help the widows and the orphans and everybody else that nobody else can help. And we get paid to do this. The single mother working on the line that has to go to work and leave her children at home or pay somebody else to take care of them, we are the ones that protect her job and protect her on the line. As a guy said to me one time, do you know what goes into to chicken, the price of chicken? They said it's blood, sweat, and tears. It's the hurt that a mother feels when she gets home from working on a poultry line all day long, and she feels the pain of just holding a pot, picking a pot up off the stove. Her feet hurt, her back hurts. But this award is not about me. It's about all the people that has came before me and will come after me. It is about the people that we represent. It's about the whole movement, the labor movement in itself. It's an organization. It is a living organization. It lives just as any other organization lives. Today I'm here, tomorrow I'm gone. There'll be somebody else stands here. So it's not what we what we have done, it's what we've set in place and in motion to change the future. But on behalf of the Alabama AFL-CIO and the organization, I want to thank each one of you. I want to thank Randy. I want to thank the staff of the RWDSU. I want to thank Stuart Applebaum in New York. He was unable to be here today, but he is the president of the RWDSU. He is the one that gave me this opportunity years ago to become part of the RWDSU. And you know, just to think that you spend your life working for somebody else to help other people is a privilege. It's an honor. And then at the end of your career, or I won't say the end of your career, but towards the end of your career, you get the recognition of a plaque that says that we appreciate you. And Brother Hadley, I just want to tell you I appreciate you. When I left the RWDSU Mid-South Council and retired from that position as president, I left it in good hands with Randy Hadley. He is the president. He is not only maintained, he has grown this union. And you know, in the South, the RWDSU has grown. And it's not that we grow by ourselves, it's we grow through the AFL-CIO, we grow through the organizations and the input from everybody. You know, you have to, the old saying, it takes a village to grow a child. It takes a whole organization to maintain a labor movement. But I want to thank the United Way. I want to thank the AFL-CIO. I want to thank the organization and being nominated and presented with this plaque today. And just remember, it's not about one person. It's about the whole group. Thank you very much.
My name is Larry Spencer with the United Mine Workers of America. I'm the Vice President of District 20. It's my honor today to present Ricky Carnegie with the Labor Person of the Year Award from AOLAF. Ricky has been a friend of mine for quite some years. Ricky comes from a long line of union coal miners, and he's served in many positions with his local office. Financial Secretary, Vice President, Mine Committee. He's been one of the international organizers. He's also held district rep job and many other things, but he's been known to fight for all of our brothers and sisters out there for their well-being and to take care of them. And he is a Secretary Treasurer of the Alabama AFL-CIO now. Just want to tell Ricky that it's an honor for me to be able to do this and present him with the 2020 Labor Person of the Year.
Thank you, Larry. Put my eyes on.
First, I'd like to thank my friend, UMW President, UMW District 20 Vice President Larry Spencer for that induction. I kind of sounded like somebody couldn't keep a job, but I never thought I would be standing here. I don't think I can explain how much of an honor this is for me. I hope that everyone can hear me. It's kind of weird this year. My wife says I don't talk loud enough. I know last year's winter, my friend Tony Quillen said while talking about me and Brenda that I was the loud and not obnoxious one. Tony, I believe I have to believe her. I would like to recognize and thank a few people that had a big influence on my life in order who helped me be the person that I am today. To start with would be my mom and dad.
my dad had passed away last November. Excuse me. I guess the only thing that could make this day better would be if he was here today. Sheriff. Y'all excuse me. He was a hard worker and a long-time coal miner, and UMWA member, and a good union man. Next would be my brother Randall, a retired UMWA member, my two sisters, Rosa and Rhonda. Then I met my lovely wife of 43 years, Frances. To do these jobs, you have to have a very understanding wife at home. And I have a good one. If you don't have one, you'll be single. I have a great one who also gave me a great son, Joseph. First union position I ever held was on the grievance committee with James Blankenship. You may know him as Great. And over 30 years later, he is still my best friend. I want to thank former UMW District Rep Gary Pickett, former UMWA Vice President Darrell Dewberry, my friend Larry, UMWA President Cecil Roberts, former UMWA President and AFL-CIO President Richard Trumpa, and Alabama AFL-CIO President Brent Riley. Because without all the people I have mentioned and others, I wouldn't be the person I am today and wouldn't be here today. I have been lucky and blessed my whole life to have a good union paying job. You know, some people have a wrong impression of unions. A union is a group of people that come together for a common cause. Better wages, better safety, and better treatment at their workplace. The CEO of the company has a contract, so why shouldn't every worker have a contract? I'm very proud of how far we have come on our scholarship awards. I can remember my son winning one for $500 17 or 18 years ago. And that was one of the better ones at that time. This year we gave away or awarded over $28,000 in scholarships. We've come a long way. Even though I think there are more deserving people, I want to thank you, and I am very honored and humbled to be selected this year. Thank you very much.
I can't thank our sponsors, those who donate their time, their labor, and their money to the scholarships. Everything you do means so much to this award ceremony. We can go on, but there's probably not enough film left in the camera. I hope everyone is safe. Thank you all for watching. And as always, we'll close with one last question. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
How about a second?
Second.
This AOLAF meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you.